evening, and thank you for joining us once again. I am your host, Mr. Medina. This is the Shy Ride Show with the Englewood Enterprise Gallery, and it's always a pleasure to be here Wednesdays at 6 p.m. on Channel 21. We are the Englewood Enterprise Gallery, located at 7039 South Wentworth Avenue in Chicago, Illinois, of course. Our email address is enterprisegallery@gmail.com. That's enterprisegallery@gmail.com. And you can always check out our website at www.englewoodenterprisegallery.com. That's englewoodenterprisegallery.com. And thank you for joining us once again. I'm your host, Mr. Medina. This is the Englewood Enterprise Gallery Show, the Shy Ride Show that we have every Wednesday at 6 p.m. And we have this show just to give you the opportunity to see some of the awesome things that we do at the gallery and around the city, and to talk about some of the good and great things that are going on around us. Instead of always feeding into the negative, we like to promote the positive. That's the only way you get the opportunity to see more of it, is you have to promote it and show our appreciation for the good things that go on in our communities. Not just the Englewood community, but every community, everywhere. So thank you for joining us. The Englewood Enterprise Gallery. We are the Southside's newest creative co-working space, located at 7039 South Wentworth Avenue. We like to network with artists, community development organizations, and things of that nature. Facilitate different events and activities. One of our ongoing programs is our Youth Business Network, just to give you an idea of some of the things that we engage in at the gallery. And of course, as I always like to say, a picture is worth 1,000 words. So instead of me telling you all the wonderful stuff that we do at the gallery, I always like to pull up a little video clip of some of the latest and the greatest things that we have been working on. So check this out and feel free to call in and let me know what you think, all right?
The audience has questions, so we're gonna go. So what kind of lifestyle do you live, and do you plan on changing that lifestyle in the future?
Yeah. Alright, so like the way it's set up, people stereotype like 16-year-olds, like teenagers period, to be like, feel me, gang members because we live in Chicago. But like the lifestyle I live is not really like I'm hanging out on the block and, you know, selling drugs and all that, even though I got dreads and may look like one of those teens, but that's not what it is with me. I'm just a rapper. I just, you feel me, be back and forth to the studio, you know, and just making music. I want to pursue like this rap thing in a way that people will like acknowledge me in so many different ways. Like I'm versatile, so, you know, I want people to look at me as like a role model and like an idol. So I won't even live the lifestyle of a, you know, a gang banger, you know. Well, that's what they quote on.
Wow, you know, those some true words spoke by some of our young people over at the gallery. That was the Youth Business Network, and we got the opportunity to promote entrepreneurship and small business development and creativity to a group of young people this past summer. And it's just one of the things that I always love to brag on, for lack of a better term, because it's good to see more of that type of stuff going on in our community. And it's also good for our young people to have a voice to express themselves. You know, we like to invite some of those young guys on the show here so that they can come out, get an opportunity to see what the inner workings of the TV studio is like, and utilize their voice right here at Can TV Studios. So you can look forward to much more of that from the Englewood Enterprise Gallery and the Shy Ride Show coming down the pipeline. And of course, as we like to say, Shy Rise, not Chirac. All right. So yes, that was the Youth Business Network, and actually our young people in that program, they got the opportunity to interview each other and pretty much facilitate their own little talk show and gain valuable experience by working the camera, also getting the opportunity to be able to articulate some of the things that are going on in their mind in a way that others can understand. A lot of times, you know, our young generation, they speak in a language that everybody might not be able to understand because you use different dialogues, different dialects, and things like that. And our way of communicating changes with every generation, you know, but it's good when you can get some young people and they are able to articulate in a way that everybody can understand. You know, that's valuable because communication is critical. And part of the reason why we have so much turmoil in our community is communication barriers. You know, we don't engage enough dialogue, intergenerational, between the different sexes in the community, between the different classes in the community. It's good when you can encourage an environment and participation in more dialogue, you know, like town hall meetings and things of that nature where people can communicate in an intelligent manner, obviously, you know, to each other, what they're thinking, and also work to come to some type of commonality, you know, so that we can at least agree to disagree and move forward with solving some of the problems that plague our community. Once again, I'm your host, Mr. Medina, and feel free to call in. The live hotline number is 312-738-1060. If you hear something that sounds interesting or you like to ask a question, make a comment, or give us some criticism, you know, we open for that as well. We welcome anything that's productive that can make us better people and help create a better world. All right. So, some interesting things. This is a very a lot going on this month, aside from the holiday stuff and this and that. One thing I would like to share with you, you are all invited to a free event that we're having at the gallery this Saturday from 1 to 4 p.m. All right, it's a free event. It's a gallery open house for the holidays for us to come out and celebrate the upcoming holidays in a different way. You know, a lot of times when the holidays roll around, it's almost like being stuck up. You know, if you don't manage your money right, if you don't plan things out, you know, you get out here and this whole Black Friday thing and these early sales and these inflated prices with the discounts and all of that other stuff, you really will end up broke and borrowing money by the time December 31st gets here. So we would like to encourage the celebration of the holiday in a different way. So if you get the opportunity to come out and join us on Saturday, 1 to 4 p.m., all right, some of the things we'll have going on at our open house is we're going to be working on some holiday craft projects for the children, some ornament making and things like that. Some nice creative stuff for our children to express themselves and have a good time. But also for the adults, we are going to be having a couple of financial management workshops, you know, how not to blow all of your money for the holidays and still be able to have something to put towards what's important, because we believe in that at the Englewood Enterprise Gallery. You know, it's not a good habit to break yourself for something that you think is good, and if it was that good, it wouldn't break you. You know what I mean? So you gotta exercise some sense out here with this holiday shopping and things like that. So come out and join us. We're gonna have that going on. Also, a free T-shirt making workshop for the children, of course. So if you bring your children out to the gallery this Saturday between the hours of 1 and 4 p.m., we'll have a free T-shirt making workshop. All you have to do is bring a white T-shirt for you or your child, and we are going to show them how to make T-shirts, or how we make T-shirts at the gallery, something that I think we all look forward to. We like to promote craft projects and creativity, you know, as an outlet to kind of get away and get a lot of stressful stuff out of your mind by doing something that's creative, like making a T-shirt or some type of craft project. Once again, We are the Englewood Enterprise Gallery, located at 7039 South Wentworth Avenue, Chicago, Illinois, of course. Feel free to like us on Facebook, reach out to us on social media if you're into that type of stuff. Englewood Enterprise Gallery on Facebook, as well as check out our website, www.englewoodenterprisegallery.com. Yes, and we're back. Also, some more interesting things going on during the month of December. Actually, this week, either yesterday or a couple days ago, commemorated the anniversary of the assassination of slain Black Panther leader Fred Hampton Sr. All right, so I just thought it would be important to mention things like that, different historical moments that take place in our neighborhoods and in our community, things that we should be aware of. Fred Hampton was assassinated by the CPD this week, back in maybe '69, I believe it was. You know, for people who may not be familiar with the Black Panther Party, depending on where you're from and the interest that you have, people have different views about the Panthers. But in the community, the Panthers were a positive outlet for, in a lot of different ways. They had a free breakfast program for the children. They had a philosophy that to be hungry made it hard for children to be able to learn. So they established one of the earliest free breakfast programs that are out there. Now a lot of different people are doing free breakfast programs, but the Panthers were one of the groups that pioneered that in the community, especially here in Chicago. As well as I do believe they had like a clinic that they had put together. And of course, you know, they were the Black Panthers for self-defense, you know. So we mustn't forget that they believed in self-defense in the community, because there were many forces that came from without the community and in a violent manner, you know. So the Panthers emerged at a time when the community was kind of fed up with the violent acts that were being committed against it. You know, so that's a little brief history. Of course, I encourage any and everybody to Google it and fact check and get more information about any and everything that you may hear us say here at the Shy Ride Show, so that you can get solid information for yourself about things that we may speak on. So yes, Fred Hampton Sr. was assassinated this week back in the late 60s, and that's something that we should always be mindful of. Also, another very important person in the community, especially to us at the Englewood Enterprise Gallery, was a woman by the name of Beauty Turner, who passed away, may she rest in peace, back in 2008 in the month of December. And one of the major reasons why beauty is so important, and that I must mention beauty, is that I was actually a student of beauty. My partner, Mr. Eric Bryant, that co-hosts the show with us, is a student of beauty. And Beauty Turner was an advocate and an activist for public housing, as well as she was a journalist. She chronicled different things that were going on in the community, different incidents that would take place. Beauty was there with her camera, taking pictures, getting the word from the people that were involved and the people that were in the community. And one of the things that Beauty Turner is most known for is the Ghetto Bus Tours, which became known as Beauty's Ghetto Bus Tour, as well as she was the founder of the Ghetto Gallery. And Ghetto is an acronym. So let me break it down to you. Ghetto is the acronym for the greatest history ever told to ours. All right, so Beauty, being a journalist and an advocate and an activist, was a proponent of the community having the opportunity to tell our own story. Many times people from outside of the community get the opportunity to write our stories for us, write our history for us, and things like that. Oh, wow, it looks like the hotline is heating up. So I think we got a caller on the line, so I'm going to get back to telling you about Beauty Turner and see what our caller has to say. How you doing today?
Yes, good evening. Just listening to your show.
Yes.
And you mentioned a name I've heard quite some time. That was Beauty.
Yes.
I listen, that woman fought so hard for housing. Everyone in housing, the police department down there on 48th, everyone knew Beauty.
Yes.
I mean, she would come in and just she was a hell of a good lady, a good lady. And I remember she had a show or something on this one
Yeah,
time.
she
The
did.
guy used to dress up like a clown, and they had a couple other people on there. But I haven't heard that name quite some time. I'm just glad to hear that you mentioned the woman's name.
Yes,
And
yes.
like
It's
I say,
important that we keep our legacies alive. And I appreciate you calling in because Beauty was a hero to so many people. She was a hero to me, you know, and the people around me and people in public housing. You know, I actually have a video clip, a little short video clip I like to play about Beauty because access to housing is something that many of us overlook. You know, we get a decent paying job and we really don't have to think about people that don't have access to a warm place. The people that are below lower whacker and the people that get their tent camps broke down and thrown away by law enforcement all over the world. You know, so housing is, in actuality, it's a luxury, but many of us think of it as a privilege, you know, and some people don't have access to adequate housing. The CHA plan for transformation that tore down tens and thousands of homes. Beauty was one of the people that was there recording their story. A lot of people were not interested in hearing the story of the downtrodden, but Beauty was that hero that was there getting the story of the downtrodden. She did have a show, and I think the show probably did have a couple clowns on it from time to time. You know, Beauty embraced everybody, and she invited everybody to come out and speak their mind. The show was called You Got the Power, and that's part of the reason why we continue to do this today, because to be able to tell your story is a very powerful thing that we overlook. We get complacent with just turning on the news and hearing the narrative that they want us to know and not really reading between the lines and getting alternative facts. Not fake news, but alternative facts, or getting alternative information alternative to the major outlets. And that's also why CAN TV is here. That's why it's so important that we support and promote CAN TV, because CAN TV supports and promotes people like us to be able to come here and do this. I would like to share this quick clip about Beauty Turner, because Beauty Turner was a powerful lady and she affected so many people. You know, she was the voice of the voiceless. There's an African proverb that says, until the lion writes his own story, the tale of the hunt will always glorify the hunter. It's important that that lion writes its own story so that people can hear the tale from the lion's perspective and not just always from the hunter's perspective. I'm going to play this clip. Feel free to call in if you got a comment or a question about Beauty Turner or Fred Hampton Sr. And thank you for joining us. Shy Ride Show, Englewood Enterprise Gallery.
Tour buses roam through Chicago all the time, showing off the finer points of the Windy City. But people on this bus are going far away from the glitz of the downtown skyscrapers to take a ride on the Ghetto Bus Tour.
I want you to look around. This is once where 28 public housing high-rises stood.
The Robert Taylor homes were once the largest public housing project in the country. 28 high-rises and more than 4,300 apartments. Now, all that's left is empty land. These are the sites tour guide Beauty Turner wants people to see.
When I came to Stateway, the grass was beautifully cut. I mean, you couldn't stand on the lawns. You couldn't even stand outside at a certain time. It was just nicely kept.
Those memories are from long ago. This tour takes visitors through the concrete halls of the Dearborn homes, where they get to meet some of the current residents.
I've been down here all my life. My mother was down here. If you look in the book, my mother's been down here 59 years. My mother just died.
The Chicago Housing Authority is in the middle of a 15-year, $1.6 billion transformation, which replaces the high-rises of the past with mixed-income housing. And that doesn't go over well with people from the projects.
It's needed for people to know that we are in a plate. We're basically getting stepped on and walked on.
It makes me feel bad because I know that a lot of people can't afford market rate housing.
Beauty Turner, a public housing resident herself, wants the people on this tour to learn what it's really like to live in the ghetto and have sympathy for those who have been forced to move as the projects disappear. Mark Carlson, The Associated Press, Chicago.
Man, that was powerful. You know, Beauty gave a voice to the voiceless. You know, may she rest in peace. She inspired so many people. 28 high-rise apartments, 4,300 apartment units. 28 high-rise buildings, 4,300 apartment units. Another thing about Beauty, she was a published journalist. She received many journalism awards. She had been published in the Wall Street Journal. She had also been published in the Chicago Tribune, Chicago magazine, if I'm not mistaken. So, you know, Beauty is one of those unsung heroes that we will always remember. And of course, in the spirit of Beauty Turner, we haven't forgotten that there is still vacant land up and down State Street. The homes that they tore down still have only been built on partially. But where are all the people? You know, we want to talk about the state of our schools and things like that, and how it's not enough students in the schools and all of this other stuff, but they tear down the housing. You know, you don't have people, you won't have children in the schools. You know, then we have zero tolerance, which raises the bar, which is important to have standards, don't get me wrong, but it raises the bar so that you have zero tolerance, so now it's easier to get put out of school. So it's really not a question of why our schools are underfunded. You know, there's a common tactic in warfare, and I'm going to leave this at that, called starving out your enemy. All right? When you starve out your enemy, you cut off your enemy's ability to eat. You cut off your enemy's ability to feed themselves. You cut off your enemy's ability to hunt. You know, you cut off your enemy's ability to gather. So, you know, it's only a theory where the future of our public school system will be. We can only theorize on where the future of public housing will be. But what we do know is that in the spirit of enterprising, it's important to have alternatives. You can't put all your eggs in one basket. That's why at the Englewood Enterprise Gallery, bringing it back around to arts and creativity, you know, we have to use our creativity to reimagine a better future for ourselves. All right, so that we can use the past like Beauty Turner and learn from it in order to build a better and brighter future for our communities. Also, very quick before we get out of here, I have another video clip because I love showing our awesome video clips of the great things that we're doing around the city. My time is almost running out, so I have to make this quick before they kick me off the air. But check this out, and feel free to call in and let me know what you think. Yes, all right. That's another one of our many public art projects that we had going on at the campus of Longwood. Thank you much, Miss Nikki Bruce and Youth Guidance over there that allowed us to come in and get involved and work that project with the young people. They sent me the wrap-up notice, so I got to kind of wrap it up. Feel free to come on by the gallery 1 to 4 this Saturday, 7039 South Wentworth Avenue at the Englewood Enterprise Gallery. Also, thank you to the Barbara Sizemore Academy. They picked us up on one of our book boxes. So Operation Book Box and Promoting Literacy continues. We invite you to be a part of that. Thank you to the Haitian American Museum Gallery for giving us the invite to be a part of Operation Book Box as well. We look forward to working with you all. Thank you for joining us at the Shy Ride Show, Englewood Enterprise Gallery. And thank you for to CAN TV. All right, y'all have a great afternoon, evening. Be safe, and see you next week.